Hello, welcome to homework walkthrough video for 6.04 C, independent practice. We got two questions all about making circle graphs. Exciting stuff. Question one, Westville Middle School is rewarding students who have improved their grades this quarter. A survey was done to determine what kind of reward students prefer. The results are shown in the table provided. So movie afternoon survey. Oh, so if students improve their grade, they get to choose one of these prizes. So 25 kids would like a movie afternoon, so like watch a movie together. Students versus teacher kickball. 37 kids wanted students versus teacher kickball game. 50 students wanted carnival games, and 138 wanted a trip to a local park. The principal of the school wants to display the results in a circle graph. Find the percentages for each reward based on the result from the votes. Round percentages to the nearest whole if needed. Label pieces of graph, correct. Okay, so here we go. Label pieces of graph with the correct reward percentage, round the percent to the nearest whole. Use the following format. Reward name hyphen number percent. Oh, so my answer will be movie afternoon hyphen like 10%. And that's how my answer will look for all of them, kind of. Name of it hyphen percent. Okay. Cool. So let's find the percentages for these, and then I can start typing those in. We can start typing those in. To find a percent, let's try and make some fractions. Fractions. We can make fractions using a part to whole relationship. So what part of the students wanted to watch a movie? Well, 25 of the students wanted to watch a movie. Now what's the whole? How many students are there in this middle school? How many students answered this survey? Doesn't look like it tells us a number, but we can find out the total number of students there are, the whole, by adding all these up. 25 plus 37 plus 50 plus 138. So there are 250 students total. So movie afternoon, let me write that a little closer. 25 out of 250. Kickball game is 37 out of 250. Carnival games was 50 out of 250. Trip to local park was 138 out of 250. So now we have a fraction for all of these. A part to whole ratio, part to whole fraction. Now we can turn these fractions into percent the same way for each of these. To turn a fraction into a percent, so fraction into a percent, we first divide top number by bottom number. Divide the top number by the bottom number. Write that a little different. Top divided by bottom. That will turn the fraction into a decimal. Then to turn the decimal into a percent, we times by 100. So for all of these fractions, they can get turned into percents the same way. For all the fractions, they can get turned into percents the same way. So let's do the movie afternoon. Percent. Top number divided by bottom number, part divided by whole, equals times 100, 10. So that's 10%. Now let's do it for the kickball game. 37 divided by 250 is this, times 100 equals 14.8. And it says round to the nearest whole. So I'm not going to have any decimals. I'm going to round 8. When I round to the nearest whole, that's the ones place. I look at the tenths place. 8 rounds up, making this 15%. All right, 50 out of 250 equals times 120. So this is 20%. And now 138 over, or divided by 250 is times 100 to now turn it into a percent, 55.2. But it says round to the nearest whole. This rounds down to 55. When we round to nearest whole, we look at the ones place, or we're rounding to the ones place, so we look at the tenths place. 2 is in the tenths place. 2 tells 5 to round it down. 55%. Okay, now we have our percents. I'm going to move this off screen. And now we're going to start typing in these labels. So our biggest percent, right, is trip to local park. So here I'm going to type in trip to local park hyphen 55%. Don't know why the 8 is there. Interesting. Oh, wait. Yeah, don't know why. It's there. Okay, then I think our smallest category is movie afternoon. So I'm going to change that to movie afternoon hyphen, no space, 10%. Then I have, I think it's the kickball game, then the carnival game next. So carnival game, so I'm going from, I want my size of the piece to match how big. I don't want to say the movie afternoon is this red piece when the movie afternoon is actually the smallest piece. And I want the kickball game to be smaller piece than the carnival game because less kids chose that. So let's see. Can I just copy and paste? Oh, let's see. Hey, I can. Oh, wonderful. Game changer. 15. No spaces between the hyphens. Percent. And copy and paste carnival games. Hyphen. That was 20%. All right, let's see. Okay, let's try again. Maybe it's the capitals, I guess, is what's getting it wrong. So, copy. Now let's check. Okay, there we go. So it looks like it has to be exactly the same. Exactly the same. Interesting. Capitals and everything. Cool. All right, question 2. The owner of an ice cream shop records the flavors of ice cream bought over the course of a week. She records the top 5 flavors in the data table shown. Top 5 flavors, numbers sold. So vanilla is the most popular. Chocolate chip is the least popular of the top 5. Use the table to calculate the percent for each. The owner wants to create a circle graph. Okay, and this is the same as up here. Same naming strat. Capitals have to be exactly the same. No space between the hyphens. Okay, so let's turn these into percentages. Let's turn these into percentages. Blurry picture, no. There we go. So we can turn this data into a percent if we can make a fraction. We can make a fraction by making a part to whole relationship. A part to whole relationship. Now, what part of the ice cream is strawberry? How much strawberry was sold? Yep, 85 strawberries. Out of how many? How many ice creams were sold? Well, there were 85 strawberries and 98 chocolates and 167 vanillas and 105 butter pecan and 45 chocolate chip. Oh, so 500 total ice creams were sold. Cool. 500 total ice creams were sold. Now we have a fraction, part and whole. The whole is 500 because that's how many ice creams were sold. The part for strawberry is 85 because there are 85 strawberries sold out of all the ice cream. Now let's make a part to whole fraction for the rest of these. For chocolate, it would be 98 on top of 500. I'm writing my fractions a little sideways because I have limited space. 167 out of 500. Butter pecan is 105 out of 500. And chocolate chip, oh, it's only 45 out of 500. Sorry, chocolate chip. Chocolate chip. Now let's turn these fractions into a percent. To turn a fraction into a percent, there's two steps. Any fraction into a percent. You first do top number divided by bottom number to turn the fraction into a decimal. Then to turn the decimal into a percent, we times by 100. That's how you can turn fractions into decimals, decimals into percents. This works for every fraction. So let's get to it. With this first one, let's turn this fraction, the strawberry fraction, into a percent. Top number divided by bottom number equals times 100, 17%. 17%. Now 98 divided by 500 times 100, 19.6%. Oh, but it says round to the nearest whole. 19.6, is that closer to 20 or closer to 19? It's closer to 20, so 20%. 167 divided by 500, 167 divided by 500 to turn it into a decimal. Now let's turn it into a percent by timesing by 100. 33.4. Is 33.4 closer to 33 or closer to 34? It is closer to 33. So if we round to the nearest whole, it would be 33%. Now what about 105 out of 500? 105 divided by 500 is 21.21 times 100 is 21%. Now 45 divided by 500, turn it into a decimal. Now times it by 100 to turn it into a percent. 9%. 9%. And does this all equal 100? That's 30, 50, 67, 100. 100%. Now we got percents. Now it is the process of naming. I learned in question 1 that the capitals, everything has to be the same. So I'm just going to copy and paste, starting with the biggest piece. So vanilla, Control C to copy it. Now I'm going to click here, backspace, Control V to paste. Now I'm not going to click space, just going to click the hyphen, not going to click space. I'm going to type the percent for vanilla, which was 33% symbol. Okay, now the next biggest for label 4. was butter pecan. Copy. Paste. Hyphen. And now my number is 21%. I like butter pecan. Now my next biggest group was chocolate. Chocolate. Where's my chocolate? Chocolate. Yeah, you guys are selling chocolate. The chocolate was 20%. Next biggest was strawberry. I'm going to copy and paste so I make sure I don't spell it wrong, because then I will not get the answer right if I spell it wrong, and I don't trust my spelling skills enough, or as much as I trust my copy and paste skills. Oh, I trust my copy and paste skills so much, but my spelling skills, nope, I do not. Copy, paste, hyphen, 9%. The spelling has to be exactly the same, capitals in all the right spot. If it's two words for the flavor name, there has to be a space in between them, but no space between the hyphen and the percent. Have to have the percent symbol. And 1 out of 1 points. Sweet. All right. If you need more help with this homework, let me know. I love to help. Good luck and goodbye.